Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here on March 28th on a Friday, 2014 around 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern Daylight Time. Now, this is a pile of my underwear, but you say, it's freshly laundered underwear, meaning that Joe has finally bestirred himself and gone down into the basement and washed some clothes. And the second load of clothes is actually drying even as we speak. Joe has not been an idle lad today. One of the other tasks he has done, or is actually in the process of doing, is boiling up the remnants of the pork shoulder, to get the rest of it off the bone and have this wonderful broth. Now, if John Waters was here right now, we could do smell-o-vision, but since he's not, we can't. So you'll have to content yourself with wandering in to my office, or as we used to say in surgery, my orifice. Pay no attention to those blood pressure medicines that keep me alive. Now, today, I basically finished up my taxes. Now, somewhere in that morass of stuff are my completed taxes, which I will not obviously show you a close-up of those, but nonetheless, I've been an industrious boy today. Now, here is my medical library. Yeah, inter alia, there, yeah. That's where I keep all my medical stuff. And then here, I'll see if I can get out of here without killing myself here. You see, I've got books in the closet here. And then I got books. Books. Well, and photographs, and these shelves weren't here when we bought the house. Well, when I bought the house. And I had a fellow come in that Paul knew from down at Obetz, Ohio, and built these things in with oak plywood. Now, I'd never seen oak plywood before, but these are great. This guy did a tremendous job. Those are all my college notebooks from class. Well, alrighty. Now you've seen. Oh, there's more books. Looky there. And there. And there. And there. Boy, if I ever have to move, it's going to be just a bastard of a time, isn't it? Here, we'll give you a little view of living Earth age. That's Adamstown in the Pitcairn Islands. It's always 75 at Adamstown. Well, no video up here on the Island of Peace is complete without me being out here on the deck a bit, talking to y'all. Got to get the weather report, of course. Here you got temperature's about 56 now. It's almost enough to make a fellow want to go open the door, I got an email today, last night actually, from a fellow that teaches at a private school. He teaches junior high school history and geography and, quote, social studies, unquote, at a private school, as I've said. And he's been there 12 years, and over the time he's been there, they've shifted back and forth between letter grades and this idiotic, check mark, check plus, check minus, NI system. Sometimes I've heard a U added to it. And I guess they're going back to that now again. Lord knows why. It just astonishes me. You know what? I imagine the parents won't like this too much either. I would think the parents would want to know where their kids stand, because, these parents are going to try to send these kids to more expensive, really good private high schools. And, I can't see a private high school taking much credence, or giving much credence to these check plus NIU thing grading. Well, I use that grading in quotes system. What's the N stand for? Nitwit? Needs help? Never should have been born? What? What's the I stand for? Incompetent? Incomplete? Idiot? What? And U, I don't know, although he didn't say there was going to be a U in this new system, but U, unteachable, uninformable, unformable, untrainable, unlivable. What? Clearly some anencephalic missed abortion came up with this idea. And given the vicissitudes of administrative practice here in this country, and certainly in the educational establishment, that means that one's risen to the top. So your anencephalic missed abortions rise to the top in an educational establishment, whereas the people that can teach stay down there under their thumb. Such is the way of 21st century life, and unfortunately a lot of late 20th century life was like that as well. Well, about this time, when I did this earlier on, my battery died, but it's not dying right now, so I might carry on a bit here. Gosh, it's so beautiful. All right, you can watch the next clip. Bye-bye, YouTubers. Another thing that takes my breath away is having my battery die so often. Oh well, the camera works fine otherwise, so new batteries it is. So anyway, this what an idiotic, moronic idea that you don't. First of all, here's something that adults don't understand about kids. Certainly about kids of sort of like 12 to 14 years of age, or for that matter, 12 years up. Once they actually start getting a brain that can think about abstract ideas around 12, some of them earlier, but pretty much all of them by 12 can think about abstract ideas. They want to know where they stand. They want to be told where they stand. None of this, check plus, check minus, N, I. It's interesting, they don't have a U. I suppose U could stand for unacceptable or untamable or untrainable, uninstructable. You could have a whole panoply of the alphabet there, couldn't you? Let your minds roam wild. Well, okay, let's see. Well, I think that pretty much covers the waterfront today as far as my useful activities. Plan of attack for tomorrow is to do the final collation of these forms and have to pay a little money. I'll write a check and get these enveloped up and take them down to the post office and have them mailed directly from the post office. It's interesting, I mean, obviously you proofread these things, you proofread these things, you go over and over and over them, but quite often, at the very last instant, you find a mistake or something. But, I've already found one mistake, but it's like a $2 mistake. It's not going to change the amount of tax I owe. So, I mean, it's a de minimis mistake that will not change the amount of tax I owe. But sometimes you wonder, you lay awake at night or it percolates around in the back of your head, and you have this sort of sickening, dreadful, sudden awakening thinking, oh, I didn't do that, or I left that out. And that's happened a couple of years. So I always sleep on these things, a night or two before I finally mail these things in. It's wonderful. It's wonderful, guys. It's just wonderful. Oh, look at the sycamores. Look at the sycamores. Our neighbor, the nursery, is starting to take down some of their white plastic tenting over their beds that they winterize. Haven't seen any deer today. Well, then I haven't necessarily been out roaming around looking for them. But I'll say goodbye now on that one, YouTubers.